discovering to his dismay that his seat has been hijacked by a rambunctious kid. Just as he's about to lose his temper, a flight attendant approaches, but instead of reprimanding the child, she ushers Baltazar to the first-class cabin. Meanwhile, Alice, a high-powered CEO, is enduring unwanted advances from a bald man. Seizing the moment, she pulls Baltazar next to her, effectively ending the bald man's harassment. Throughout the flight, Alice buries herself in work, while Baltazar, ever the mischief maker, gleefully plays with the reclining seat, trying to catch Alice's attention to no avail. Suddenly, the plane hits severe turbulence, sending the cabin into chaos. Even the flight attendants are caught off guard. As the shaking intensifies and the lights go out, Alice instinctively grabs Baltazar's hand. Although he doesn't pull away, Baltazar is visibly shaken, too tense to speak or even breathe. Eventually, the plane lands safely, watching Alice pack up to leave. Baltazar finally gathers the courage to ask her name. He watches her walk away, feeling a deep sense of loss, berating himself for being just a poor kid. That's when he notices a USB drive Alice left behind. Quickly unbuckling his seatbelt, he dashes off the plane. However, it's too late. Alice is already driving away with her friend, leaving Baltazar in the dust. Just then, Baltazar's dad arrives in a Lamborghini, ready to pick him up. The next day, Alice strides into the office with confidence, her presence commanding respect and admiration from everyone around her. Yet, behind her back, they mockingly call her an unromantic old maid. Alice, however, doesn't let the gossip bother her. She's solely focused on her work, aiming to be the next editor-in-chief of the magazine. To her surprise, the boss announces Mary as the new editor-in-chief instead. Alice is shocked and confused. She had always seen herself as the most qualified for the position. The boss explains that while Alice may surpass Mary in work capability, Mary's cheerful personality and good relationships with colleagues, along with her dynamic thinking, make her more suited to lead the magazine into a future of development and innovation. In contrast, Alice's demeanor is seen as too somber and lacking Mary's vitality. Without arguing, Alice silently accepts this reality, deciding to drown her sorrows in work. But upon opening her computer to start working, she realizes her USB drive is missing. In a panic, she notices a note on her screen saying a man had come to deliver something for her, but she was too busy to meet him. Alice hurriedly calls the number on the note. Meanwhile, Baltazar is partying with friends at a bar, excitedly giving Alice the address. Without hesitation, she heads to the bar, a place she'd never imagined visiting, focused solely on retrieving her USB drive to continue working. However, the drive isn't with Baltazar. Alice has to accompany him home to get it. Leaving the bar, Alice is stunned to see a dilapidated pink scooter waiting for them. Never in her wildest dreams did she imagine riding such an odd vehicle with Baltazar. Yet, seeing his earnest expression, she reluctantly agrees. As Alice fumbles with the helmet, Baltazar rushes to assist her, and this moment is sneakily photographed by a colleague. From their perspective, the two seem to be kissing, a piece of explosive gossip. Despite having met Baltazar only once, Alice feels an inexplicable trust towards him, obediently following him home to retrieve her USB drive. Once she has it, she leaves immediately, but Baltazar seems to have more to say. His unrequited feelings are like a sting to his sensitive and fragile heart, never imagining that the object of his affections would soon actively pursue him. Alice, still confident, walks into the office the next day, only to find her colleagues whispering and giving her peculiar looks, which confuses her. Then, a close friend shows her a photo that leaves her stunned. She rushes to explain to her boss that she hasn't been involved in anything detrimental to the company's image. Surprisingly, her boss thinks the situation could make Alice appear younger and more in tune with the magazine's audience. Standing in shock, Alice reflects on her past. A cheating partner had destroyed her faith in love, turning her into a 38-year-old single mother focused solely on her daughter and her career. She had never considered reopening her heart to love until a friend suggests that starting a new relationship could not only bring personal happiness, but also offer her daughter a complete family and potentially aid her career progression. Returning home, Alice cranks up the music to its loudest and reacquaints herself with the taste of red wine, something she hadn't touched in ages. As the emotive melodies fill the air, she opens her long-neglected wardrobe, brewing inside her a daring decision. She sheds her usual persona of a formidable businesswoman, slipping into an outfit that radiates allure. Taking the initiative, she heads to Baltazar's school, causing quite a stir among the adolescent boys with her mere presence. Baltazar never imagined that Alice would seek him out at school, and the proximity leaves him flustered once again, while Alice's beauty etches itself permanently in his heart. They tour the school together, and upon parting, Alice suddenly invites Baltazar to dinner, an invitation he accepts without hesitation. During their dinner date, Baltazar is captivated by the restaurant's use of the latest projection technology. His curiosity piqued. Alice, in a departure from her usual demeanor, decides to join in on the fun, surprising her colleagues who witness this side of her. Later, the pair finds themselves on the rooftop, where a gentle breeze complements their conversation. Baltazar shares many innovative ideas related to design, charming Alice with his passion. She can't help but smile enchantingly, her eyes sparkling with admiration for him. Since their encounter, Alice and Baltazar began to see each other more frequently, with Alice growing accustomed to the old pink scooter. One evening, amidst a drizzle, Alice receives a call from her sister, arranging a blind date for her, claiming the match is not only successful but also indifferent to the fact that Alice has a daughter. Urged by her sister, Alice reluctantly lies to Baltazar about her daughter being sick, needing to rush home. Baltazar, showing maturity beyond his years, hails a taxi for her, marking a moment of responsibility and earning a smile of approval from Alice. Back home, Alice throws herself into the blind date rhythm, meeting a witty and affluent suitor, seemingly an ideal partner. Yet, Baltazar's image haunts her, leading the date to an inevitable failure, a result Alice seems indifferent to. As her relationship with Baltazar warms, they attend a fashion show together, surrounded by the industry's elite. Despite Alice's warnings, Baltazar's innate kindness drives him to assist a model who falls, leaving him awkwardly alone on stage. Fortunately, his actions impress the industry leaders rather than drawing their ire. After the show, as Baltazar walks Alice home, the dark night intensifies their feelings. Unwilling to part just yet, they decide to hit a dance party, where their close dance stirs mutual intoxication. Attempting to hold Alice's hand as he says goodnight, Baltazar is met with hesitation, her reluctance rooted in the uncertainty of their age difference. However, mustering his courage, Baltazar rings the doorbell again, and learning her daughter isn't home, he boldly kisses Alice, who reciprocates, possibly having awaited this moment. In this way, they finally confirm their relationship. The next morning, Alice urges Baltazar to leave quickly, as her sister and daughter are due to return home soon, and she wishes to avoid having them witness such a scene. As Baltazar hurries to dress and say goodbye, Alice unexpectedly follows him to the door to share a sweet kiss, leaving him immersed in the sweetness of the moment. When Alice is about to head to work, she notices a trail marked with arrows leading from a tree to a chair underneath which lies a recorder. Putting on the headphones, she hears Baltazar's voice inviting her on a date. Excited, she mounts the distinctive pink scooter, and together, they weave through the city streets, their faces beaming with joy. This adventure rekindles Alice's appreciation for the beauty of life, inspiring creativity and innovation in her work. Her colleagues notice her transformation, cheering for her newfound happiness and anticipating her continued success. However, life's complexities soon intrude. During a date, Baltazar's heartfelt confession brings joy to Alice, who listens intently to his every word. But a sudden call from her daughter yanks them back to reality. Baltazar, having not considered the practicalities of their relationship, fails to provide Alice with a definitive answer, leaving her with no choice but to depart, perhaps forever believing that separation is the best resolution. After parting ways with Alice, Baltazar falls into a state of despondency, isolating himself from the world and losing all zest for life. Alice faces her own challenges, hitting a professional rut during a crucial client meeting to select photo styles. The lack of a satisfactory option leads the boss to notice Baltazar on Alice's computer wallpaper and decides to hire him for the ad shoot, despite Alice's attempts to resist. Her boss insists, even threatening her job if she fails to secure Baltazar for the shoot. Caught between a rock and a hard place, Alice has no option but to seek out Baltazar once more, hoping for his assistance. Reunited after a long separation, Alice and Baltazar find themselves unable to rekindle the affection they once shared, only encountering awkwardness and distance. Despite his reluctance, Baltazar agrees to the photo shoot, hoping to use it as an opportunity to win Alice back. However, a shocking secret revealed during a conversation with one of Alice's friends leaves him devastated. Everything Alice had done was allegedly for a promotion at work. Struggling with this revelation, Baltazar opts not to confront her directly, but instead publicly kisses her, perhaps out of frustration or to play a prank. The photo shoot escalates Baltazar's frustration when the photographer's antics push him to the edge. Feeling like he's become a joke, refusing to endure further humiliation, he decides to abandon the project. Alice, desperate to salvage the shoot, follows him, still prioritizing her work. Baltazar's patience finally breaks, and he unleashes his emotions, only to realize Alice's boss has been observing the meltdown, leaving him feeling like a chastised child still instinctively concerned for Alice. watching Baltazar leave in disappointment. Alice is overwhelmed with guilt and self-reproach. Eventually, she loses her job over the incident, spiraling into a period of self-reflection. It's only in this nut dear that she truly hears her heart, longing for the connection with Baltazar, the younger man she has deeply fallen for. Deciding to break free from societal expectations, she seeks out Baltazar at his school, only to be mistaken for a substitute teacher, an unexpected turn that leaves her stunned under the gaze of the entire class. However, the moment their eyes meet, Alice chooses to act on her love, kissing him decisively, casting aside concerns about age and societal norms to embrace her true feelings.